The Mundakopanishad is also called as Sannyasa-Upanishad. The Upanishad, all Upanishads, in fact, not only Mundakopanishad, is meant for a sannyasi, internal sannyasi. Externally, whatever ashrama you belong to that. One has to be internally a sannyasi. One who has the disposition of vairagya, objectivity. No subjectivity in life. Only objectivity. You know car as a car. A particular invention which can take you from place to place. So it's not a status symbol. So say status car as a status symbol, subjectivity. Car as a human invention to take you from place to place, objectivity. So now you reduce entire world to this category. You need things, you need whatever you need, and that's it. That's it to life. No addition of subjectivity for everything. No addition of subjectivity. That subjectivity is the raga. In fact, raga also very interesting word, comes from ranj dhatu, to color. So you see, you're going somewhere, there is hunger, okay, biological need. Everybody has to eat something when you're hungry. Now raga walks in. Now it colors the hunger. It colors the hunger as North Indian food I want to eat. It colors the hunger as rasam I want. So that is what raga does. It colors your anything you take, it adds its own color to it. And it possesses you finally, it possesses you. Unlike the CT scan dye, it doesn't come out of the system. This dye called raga will stay in your system and possesses you, penetrates every cell of you and makes you its slave. You become a slave of a particular raga. You see, many ragas one can have certain control over it. So each indriya has its own raga. So ears have raga for music or to keep on listening to something or the other. And this indriya of Shravanendriya has only one function. What is that function? To listen. And Twakindriya, to feel. Only one function. Okay. Then eyes, Netra, only one function, to see. This tongue, Jihvendriya, two functions, to taste, to talk also. That's why it's so difficult to control this Indriya, to master this Indriya. So this mastery we need to have. So one who have, it is said, Jitam Jihva, Jitam Sarvam. Once you win over the tongue, it's like you have won over everything else. Everything else in life. So very important to have the Indriyas under control, to have the Ragadveshas under control. In fact, Pujya Swamiji used to use another word for it rather than control, mastery. Mastering. You don't, really speaking, a good driver, of course, knows to control the steering wheel. In fact, he is a master of the wheel. He has a mastery over the steering wheel. Somebody has a mastery over the pen. Somebody has mastery over a brush, painting brush. So that way, we have to have mastery over the Indriyas to use it when it is required. Otherwise, they need not be always bahya, always facing outward. So it need not be like that. So kurmanga iva. So we can be like that tortoise. So Indriyas go out when there is need, when there is function. Otherwise, you withdraw and then you use those Indriya Shakti for inquiry into the self, for Atma Vichara. So that is how we need to master and handle these Indriyas. So why again? Sannyasi is one who has Indriya Nigraha, Uparama. one who has Indriya Nigraha. So Vedanta presupposes this sadhana chatushtaya qualification. So we will discuss that in the text also. It comes in certain context. Viveka, Vairagya, Shama, Dama, Ityadi. So one needs a certain preparedness. Just as you, in order to go to the college, you need to have studied the high school. So similarly, you are entering Upanishad. It presupposes certain preparedness out of you. Why again? Why preparedness? If you're trying to understand absolute joy, then you must have joy relatively. If you are trying to understand absolute viveka, you must have some viveka in a relative realm, without which how will you be able to appreciate something? No. So that's not how it works. So in order to know something, at least you must have a glimpse of it. So this person is so disturbed all the time. So he cannot really conceptualize, okay, we are telling about Atma is Ananda Swarupa. Your real true nature is of Ananda Swarupa, where there is no disturbance. Such a disturbed person cannot appreciate at all what it is. So that's why relatively one needs to be Shantaha. Again, Shanti is qualification of a sannyasi, disposition of sannyasa. So in fact, once there was a particular event, and one Mahatma, one sannyasi was called for that particular event, and they spoke good of that sannyasi, and they said, announcers and all the other people seated there got very inspired at that moment. They all said, here we have such a great Mahatma amidst us, who has left all the finite things of the world. He's so great. He has left all the finite things of the world. We are so great. He's so great. We are so fortunate to have this such and such person amongst us. So and they did namaskar. Everybody got up and did namaskar. Now this sannyasi got up and did namaskar to everybody. He said, you are all even greater than me, because I gave up finite for the sake of infinite. You all have given up the infinite for the sake of finite. So whose giving up is great? My giving up is only finite. Your giving up is infinite itself. You are really great. Pranams to you. So this is what is life. No one seems to be interested in the absolute, in the infinite, because the raga, ruchi is only there for the finite. Don't even have a glimpse of infinite. In fact, that infinite, which we call as Brahman, Vedanta, infinite English word, but is a good word to denote Brahman, infinite. Brahman, the limitless, infinite. So, unless the ruchi is there for the finite, we will be going in circles. One circle after the another. So I often tell everybody has Abhimanyu syndrome. What is that? We know how to enter something. We don't have the skill to come out of it. Simply you will be sitting and see, okay, why not change the wall color? Wall was fine. Then you get into it and then you say, oh, this painter did not come, this happened, that happened, this happened. Who entered into it? Then you must have the skill to come out of it also. Small, big, everything. Small, big, everything. So we must have that skill. Nyasa is to come out. Sannyasa is one who has come out properly. So we have, in fact, abruptly we should not come out of anything. Come out of things properly. Come out of things properly. Nyasa is also leaving. Leave things properly, appropriately. And there is a right time and right place to give up something also. That also. So it must be a decision of viveka, not emotional decision of anything, small to big. That is the Mundakopanisad, the study of infinity, study of infinite, Anantam Brahma, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, presented to us in this Upanishad. We were seeing the third mantra of the Upanishad. Vidivat upasanna papracha shaunako havai mahashalaha angirasam vidivat upasanna papracha. The Shaunaka, a great householder. Again, Upanishad sometimes is advertising. So Upanishad is presenting one of the best students who came for this knowledge. So who is that best student? Was he a failure in the world? Because such a person could not accomplish anything in life. So he is taking to the root of knowledge or inquiry into the Upanishad. Is it like that? No. Highly successful person in the world, Shaunaka, Mahashalaha, who had great wealth. So wealth is not opposed to enlightenment. Nothing is opposed to jnanam. What is opposed? Only ahankara, mamakara. So this Shaunaka Maharshi has come for this knowledge, and properly he approached, and papracha. Simply he has not come just to see how the ashram is. So people go on ashram spree and ashram hunting. We went to that ashram, we went to this ashram. People keep telling, this is very good there, that is very, very good there. In fact, they reduce it to such an extent, they say rasam is good in that ashram. This ashram food is good, that ashram, this is good. What are they? Professional ashram hoppers. One ashram to another. Okay, initially you want to do pariksha lokan karmachitan, you want to do the pariksha. Okay, where I may find a guru. Okay, I'm searching. No, this is not a search. This is a hobby. People go on it. No, he didn't come to the Angirasa ashram of Angirasa for time pass. He came papracha. He asked properly. Duly he asked a question. Not with curiosity. You can ask the question with curiosity, but that is initial days of learning, I suppose. But here, the Shaunaka wants to learn. So he properly asked a question, not to test the knowledge of the guru or something, to really understand this insight about life. Kasminnu bhagavo vijñāte sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati. He poses a very profound question. It shows what kind of a student he is. Kasminnu bhagavo, he bhagavaha, O revered one, O revered guru, kasminnu vijñāte, knowing which, knowing what, sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati. Sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati. I want to know that, what is that, by knowing which everything else is as well known. It's as good as all other things are as good as known. What is that? What is that? I want to know that. I want to know that. So you see this, the beauty of Sanatana Dharma is the seeds of highest Vedantic knowledge is all there in culture. Also, it's non-separate. It's non-separate. Pujya Swamiji used to say, you go ask villager, just an illiterate, that person, very simple, very in a very poor background that person is. Go ask him, where is God? He will give the Upanishadic answer everywhere. So that is the insight. That is insight is there in even a local person. It's there in the poems. It's there in songs. It's there in the proverbs. So everywhere it is there. So Shaunaka must have also heard this knowledge. Probably some satsang that he attended, or by some elderly words, and when then some discussion must be going on among elders in his house, he has heard that there is this knowledge, knowing which everything else is as well known. As well known. You see, you have knowledge, streams of knowledge, knowledge and knowledge and knowledge, so much information, informative knowledge, that is a good word, informative knowledge. So much, there's no end to it. As you move further in some field, you'll know how much you don't know in that. The more you know, more you understand how much more there is. So in fact, it never seems to culminate anywhere. You go on digging one after the other. So what is mic? Mic is carbon. What is carbon? Atoms. This, that goes on, goes on. You go on knowing one thing after the other. Okay, that is one scientific example. Or you see, is there a knowledge in the loka that we all have come across? Is there a stream of knowledge after knowing that we may say enough? I feel contented. Knowing all of this, I feel contented. I need not know more, dig more knowledge or go behind it. Is there anything like that? If we observe your own anubhava, news, one after the other, one feed after another, one page after another, comes to an end? No. Does it leave you satisfied after gaining certain, watching all India, Tamil Nadu, Kerala news thing? Does it leave you satisfied? No. Okay, music. One kirtanam. Does it leave you satisfied? No. After that, there is one more. After that, there's one more song to learn. After there's some more songs to learn. You see this thing, you go on and on and on and on, never gives you a certain satisfaction that, yes, I've learned. I can now relax. And what to talk about knowledge of business, if you're doing business, knowledge of some other work which you're doing, you go on, have to keep on updating yourself and have to get all the information from the world and go on and on and on and on and about it. And everything is exclusive also. This knowledge, this stream of knowledge has no connection with another stream of knowledge. Now you updated yourself with business and now something about household. Now that's an entirely new game. Something about the world, what is happening, entirely a separate field. So there is nothing in the world, you see, the knowledge, knowing which it's like as well, everything else is as well known. No stream like that. No piece of knowledge like that. No informative knowledge like that. By knowing that, you feel contented, satisfied, or nor that is there. Or it's like very exclusive. If you know one thing, you know one thing. You do not know another thing. But now, Shaunaka is asking a question. Knowing that one, everything else is as well known. I want that knowledge. First of all, can there be such a knowledge? Can there be such a knowledge by knowing which everything else you as well understand? The Vedanta says, yes, there is such a knowledge. Yes, there is such a knowledge. What is that knowledge? Karana Jnanam. So you know the cause, Karana, all effects coming out of that cause is as well known. You know the Karana, all Karya you get to know. You understand clay, then it's as well as understanding all the pots. All the pots. You have a general understanding of all the pots. There is such a knowledge. Now Upanishad itself is giving comparison. Finally, it presents that knowledge. But now first the Upanishad is taking time to establish that, yes, there can be such a knowledge. That knowing one thing, all other things is as well known. So that is the Karana Jnanam. Now Rishi is further presenting. You can repeat after me. Tasmai saho vacha dve vidye veditavye dve vidye veditavye iti dve vidye veditavye iti hasma iti hasma yad brahmavido vadanti parachaiva paracha tasmai sahovacha. To thus Shaunaka Maharshi, Angirasa Maharshi is now, Angira is replying. So he gave this answer. He gave this answer. What? Now he's coming to that, coming to the main answer of that question. He's leading the student to the answer. He has asked a profound question. In Vedanta, there is no one-line answer. People like even now answers also, they want one-liners. 1 minute, the video cannot be more than 30 seconds. From what is reality? 30 seconds you have to explain. Otherwise, you will swipe. So attention span has reduced so much in today's world that there is absolutely no attention for anything. Within 30 seconds, within 1 minute, you want profound life answers also. People have inquired for 25 years, all their lifetime, 45 years sitting in Himalayas. You want to ask one question and you have time only for 1 minute, one-liner answer for it. Vedanta doesn't work like that. Why? Because you're fundamentally trying to know something. You see, superficially you can have answers for everything. So that's why the modern person is unable to be healthy. Why? Because headache. What doctor has to say? Okay, this tablet. Blood pressure, this tablet. Now, preventive health is gaining importance. The medical system has gained that you cannot solve all the problems like this. The moment doctor says, oh, okay, you have this particular disease, all these parameters show that you have this particular disease, but your stress, this is because of your stress, lack of sleep, because of diet and lack of exercise. No, what is this doctor? What is he telling? I have pain, this must have some medicine, this must have some pill to take, this must have a pill to take. No. Especially questions regarding life. How can it have one-liner answers like just like this? What is life? What is the purpose of life? You want one-liner answer. What is God? One-line answer you want. What is knowledge? One-line answer. Doesn't work like that. Okay, one-line answer can be there, but you have to sit and listen to the explanation also what it is, what it means. So now Angira is not giving some one-line answer. He is leading the Shishya towards this discovery of this knowledge, discovering this insight. That's why a guru is also called as Deshika in Sanskrit. Dishati iti Deshikaha. Dishati, one who shows, one who points out, one who shows the way. Finally, you have to walk. Guru can't carry you on his head and take you. So whatever in the tradition, in the Puranas, you might have heard about the glory of the Guru will save you. Guru's glory is so that just his sight on you will give you moksha. See, those are beautiful. Symbolically, you have to understand it. You cannot take it literally. You cannot take it literally. Symbolically, you have to understand. Finally, you walk the path. Now, Shaunaka asked a question regarding knowledge. Knowledge of that, knowing which everything can as well be known. Now, Angira is answering to that. Dve vidye veditavye. Now, Shaunaka, please understand. Now, there are two streams of knowledge to be known. Two streams of knowledge to be known. What are the two kind of knowledge or two streams of knowledge that is to be acquired? And he says, Veditavya. Definitely you have to know two streams of knowledge. Two kinds of knowledge. What is that? Paracha, aparacha. One is paravidya and another one is aparavidya. Now, Angira is also loading this answer by saying that Brahmavido vadanti. See, he is not again assuming himself to be some greatest master of the world. He is telling that there are two streams of knowledge, two groups of knowledge, two kinds of knowledge to be acquired. And who is saying that? Brahmavido vadanti, the knowers of Brahman, the realized masters, the jnanis. They are telling two type of knowledge to be gained, paracha, aparacha. Now, having given this answer in the mantra, furthermore, Angira is explaining what is that paravidya, what is that aparavidya. What is this paravidya, what is that aparavidya. We'll see that. You can repeat after me. Tatra apara rigvedaha yajurvedaha samavedaha atharvavedaha shiksha kalpaha vyakaranam niruktam chandaha jyotisham iti atha para yaya tat aksharam adhigamyate atha para yaya tadaksharam adhigamyate. Now, Angira is telling there is two blocks of knowledge, two streams of knowledge. One is apara vidya. Vidya means knowledge. One is apara vidya. Another one is paravidya. Apara can also be taken as lower knowledge, not in a derogatory sense, just to categorize 1 and 2. If you say 2 is not derogatory, in comparison to 1, it is secondary. So lower knowledge, higher knowledge. Secondary knowledge, aparavidya means secondary knowledge. Paravidya means primary knowledge. This categorization the Upanishad is making, the rishis are making. Now, tatra, there, apara. What is that aparavidya? Rigvedaha, Yajurvedaha, Samavedaha, Atharvavedaha. It is telling all Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvana Veda are secondary knowledge. Swamiji, you said Mundakopanisad belongs to Atharvana Veda. So this is also secondary knowledge then? Yes, in the sense, the words of the Upanishads as such is also secondary knowledge. The meaning of the Upanishad, primary knowledge. So Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvana Veda may include even the words of the Upanishads are all secondary knowledge. Because what is our effort? We started by saying that Upanishad is a vichara of Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, Bandha, Moksha. Here we all have gathered here not to memorize the Upanishad, words of the Upanishad, but to explore and understand and absorb the meaning of the Upanishad. Isn't it so? That is the effort. The effort is not there to make you by heart this Upanishad or put it in your memory. If you want to do it, it's okay. No problem. But the effort in Vedanta, The effort in a Vedanta class, Shravanam, is not on the words of the Upanishad, the meaning of the words of the Upanishad. Shravanam is the listening to the meaning of the words of the Upanishad. That is the real Shravanam, not just mere words. So Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvana Veda. So much knowledge is contained in these Vedas. So much ritual, so much mantra, all of it. If you explore all of it, you will still stay discontented. Contentment is not going to come by just study of these words of all these Vedas also. In fact, in Chandogya Upanishad 7th chapter, Narada Maharshi goes to Sanat Kumara. Sanat Kumara is the teacher, Narada Maharshi is the student. He says, I have shoka. Narada Maharshi, well-traveled. Well-traveled, yet dukhi. Loka Sanchari, all lokas he has gone, America, Africa, everywhere. Yet heavens, Bhuloka, Bhurloka, everything. Yet he says, I am discontented. I'm discontented. There's no contentment in me. There is shoka. And he says, Oh Sanat Kumara, oh Bhagavan, hey Bhagavan, this shokasya, for this shoka, what is there? Give me a solution. Taraya. Make me cross over this sorrow. Take me out of this sorrow. So to that, Sanat Kumara first says, okay, now Narada says, I have heard that you have this knowledge. So you please help me cross over this sorrow. So Sanat Kumara asks, so first you tell me what all you know, O great Maharshi. So Narada Maharshi says, Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvanam, Jyotisham, this, that. Then, as even the Narada Maharshi is giving out all the list, he recognizes that in spite of all this big list, I have not found contentment in my heart. So, the words of the Vedas take you towards pravritti. Okay, no doubt activity is required. No doubt karma is required. But the Upanishad is meaning to say that karma, just mere karma, actions alone will never give you total satisfaction, total contentment. It is not going to take you to the moksha. So why so? Why so? There is so much great rituals in Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvana Veda. It also includes lifestyle and the karmas to be done in life. So all of it is also there. So why not keep on doing these karmas and you'll gain the highest or you'll reach the destination. Would it work like that? No. Moksha is not some destination. It's one's own swarupa. It's one's own real nature. One already is muktaha. One is already free. Upanishad is restating that. Upanishad is pointing to you, saying that you are already free. If you are literally bound, you need action, definitely karma, to cut down those shackles. Show me shackles. In fact, we often say we feel bound. If you explore that, what is that bondage really? Oh no, Swamiji, I'm bounded to this thing. The samsara is a bondage. This family bond. Show me. Where is this thing? It's first of all, it's not physical. Then now we have it's very obvious that shackles is not physical. Then purely psychological, purely emotional, purely mental. So that kind of a situation we are in. Purely mentally, we have created a bondage. And how to end it? Physically, you can't end. Because physically, there is no bondage there. So what was created by a thought has to be ended by a thought only. So thought created bondage. So you have all the thoughts Yet it could not end that thought-created bondage. Now a thought comes from the Upanishad Pramana. A vritti, a jnana vritti comes from the Upanishad and puts an end to that samsara. Where is that samsara? Vritti only. Vritti prapancha. Whatever you say, your bondage, this, that is all vritti, is in your mind, is in your vritti. So this Upanishad comes in, the knowledge, pramana comes in and gives the jnana vritti to put an end to the samsara. So just mere study of words of the Veda is not going to solve the fundamental problem. Or by knowing one Veda, the words of the Veda, if you by heart all the mantras, it's not like you are going to know everything about the Jagat. So that's why Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvana Veda, all of them are put under the category of Apara Vidya only. Apara Vidya. Apara Vidya. Now furthermore, Shiksha, Kalpa, Vyakarana, Niruktam, Chanda, Jyotisha. These are the 6 Vedangas. In order to understand the Vedas, you need these Shad Veda Angas, tools. You need these auxiliary knowledge in order to properly make sense out of the Veda. What is that? Shiksha. Shiksha means phonetics. So how to pronounce the words of the Veda, the aksharas of the Veda. A great science is developed. Paniniya Shiksha we have. So Panini Maharshi has given out the phonetics, how to pronounce each and every letter, how to pronounce an alphabet, how to join the alphabets, what sound to make. Everything is so well thought of, and then it is documented in the Shiksha Sutras. Paniniya Shiksha Sutras are there. Then Kalpa. Kalpa is another field of Veda where you have the know-hows of the rituals, how to do a particular ritual. So they have the Shrauta Sutras. Many sutras are there. How to perform this particular ritual, how to perform that particular ritual. That is the Kalpa. Vyakarana, the grammar. You all are familiar with Vyakarana. Niruktam. See, Vedic etymology. Nirukta is etymology, where the word is coming from. So just because a word sounds familiar, you can't give the Laukika meaning that we today have for the words of the Veda. So wherever you cannot understand a meaning of a particular word of the Veda, you have to go for the Nirukta. Chandas. So it's a science of constructing a poetry. How many letters have to be there? How many lines are to be there? So all of it is very essential. Why this Chandas is essential, the science of poetry? Because you see, suppose you have learnt a mantra. Suppose you have learnt a mantra. Then you are trying to teach it to somebody else. One letter somehow is swallowed. Chinese whisper happens. So when you have this poetic science, you can see, count. Okay, one pada. Pada means a line. This must have 8 aksharas. How come one is missing? So that way, you need to know the science of poetry also to understand the Vedas, so that Vedas stay intact. Vedas stay intact. So rishis have thought about all of this and made the Vedas very secure. One generation to another generation, it is passed down. All the mantras stay intact. Jyotisham, Vedic astronomy. In fact, it's not astrology. Today, Jyotisha is made as astrology. In the Vedic period, it is astronomy. A particular ritual is to be conducted during this nakshatra, they will say. Now, how to point out in the night sky which is that nakshatram? That's why you have astronomy. To determine right time to perform a particular ritual. So in the Vedic times, there was no taking horoscope and telling when will I get married, when will I die, when will this dasha go, that dasha, no. So astronomy. In fact, astronomy was pulled down to astrology. Okay, fine, still interconnectedness of the planetary positions, all that. But now what is it reduced to? Just a fear mongering and money making business. That is what we have reduced to the great astronomy which was there. And we have reduced it to Jyotisha by saying that this, that, and all that. No, that's not the Vedic approach. So Jyotisha, all of it is Aparavidya. Aparavidya. You go on exploring any of it, you will never reach a satisfactory end to it. That is the Aparavidya. You keep on going on and on and on about it. That is what you are never satisfied. Two people met at a marriage function, spoke about the family gossip. After 3 days, still it's not ended. And then they meet in another wedding and start discussing again. That doesn't end. Anything you take doesn't end. And it leaves you always seeking something more. You see that? Any stream will make you that. But Paravidya is that Vidya which puts an end to this kind of limitless seeking. End of seeking is gained by Paravidya, and none of it are Paravidya. In fact, now we have eliminated all the Laukika Jnana that we know of. The Vedas, and Vedic times, Vedas and the ancillary sciences. In today's world, you add science and physics and mathematics and whatnot, everything you add. So it's not going to take you to a logical or reasonable, satisfactory end. Satisfactory end. In fact, Vedantic end is satisfactory end. Because why? You may prove something to be this is the end logically, yukti. You may say this is it. This is the say, I'll give you all the logic. This is what is the end. And you may quote all the scriptures to support your argument saying, no, this is the end. See, this mantra is saying like that. This is the conclusion of the Vedas. See, this chapter, this stanza, this shloka is telling like that. That is Shruti. Logic is Yukti. But Vedanta, insight is not just based on Shruti and Yukti. It is also based on Anubhava. Your Shruti, Yukti, Anubhava. Having gained this knowledge, you have a satisfactory end to your seeking. No doubt, Vedanta and the Guru may be pointing out this is what it is. But you have to be there to say that, yes, Aham satisfied asmi. Aham satisfied asmi. That is what Arjuna says after Krishna's 18 chapters of Upadesha. Nashto mohaha. So this Smriti Brahma is gone out of me. So the proof of knowledge is also there in your Anubhava. And what is that? Guru says Tattvamasi, Shishya says Aham Brahmasmi. Aham satisfaction asmi. I am the nature of satisfaction itself. That's why Vedanta, no doubt, logic-wise, beautifully, it takes you further. And supporting as a scripture, on the basis of the authority of the scripture, definitely it takes you further. But is it that only this much to it? Religiousness and the rationalness to it? That's all is about Vedanta? No. Anubhava. Finally, you find contentment as your own Swarupa. Now, Rishi is telling Athapara. Now, what is the Paravidya? Yaya tadaksharam adhigamyate. Tadvidya Paravidya. That which takes you to Aksharam. Kshara means mortality. Akshara means immortality. Kshara means temporary. Akshara means permanent. Kshara means that which gets destructed. Akshara means that which stays forever. Yaya Vidyaya, please make a note, O Shaunaka Maharshi, please make a note that that is Paravidya, which takes you to immortality. That which takes you to a place where you cannot be destroyed. You're not where you need reach a permanent position. That is what is being said by the Shruti Vakya. Now you see, it's words of the Upanishad, the entire effort. That's why it is called as the Upanishads, the knowledge of the Upanishad. That's why it is called as Paravidya. Why? Because that only has an ability to take you to your own Swarupa, in fact, which is Akshara. Vedanta everywhere maintains that Akshara is not an abstract, it's your own Swarupa. So this knowledge is that which is going to take you to your own Swarupa. Oh, Maharshi, may you know that this is the Paravidya, and you ought to know this Paravidya in order to say that by knowing which everything else is as well known. So what is that knowledge will be discussed further. We will see that in the coming class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Sarve Santu Niramayah. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Can you end the Zoom meeting there? Open the Zoom and end the meeting. Mm-hmm.